Live from Staten Island here at Borough Hall. It's City Hall in your borough. This is going to be a great week in Staten Island, talking about issues important to the people of Staten Island, making sure the city government is responding to the people of this borough. And there's no better way to do that than being out here for the whole week. It's going to be exciting. We've done it before. It is great. I'm looking forward to this week, and we are starting with big news today, the opening of the first ever NYC ferry route to Staten Island. NYC Ferry has been an extraordinary success. Now in Staten Island, the St. George route will get you to Battery Park from Staten Island in 18 minutes, and then we'll go on to West 39th Street. For Staten Islanders have always had the Staten Island Ferry, amazing, important part of our city. But now another option for getting around the city and getting to the west side in particular. It's really exciting. It's a great day for Staten Island just for that fact. But there's going to be so much more going on throughout Staten Island Week. And who better to tell us why it is important that the city government focus on Staten Island? Who better than the borough president of Staten Island? It's been my honor to work with him for 8 good years. My pleasure to introduce Borough President Jimmy Otto.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and welcome back to Borough Hall. I think you brought the sunshine.
Now.
I'm not sure any Staten Islander will give you credit for it, but you did. I felt like I was in this constant loop of the Two Cathedrals episode. I haven't seen that much rain since watching the season 2 finale of The West Wing. This week is a really important week for us. It is, in some ways, on some issues, my last best chance to lock in or advance or complete a bunch of our remaining agenda items. In the past, this has been a really productive week, and I think Staten Islanders can expect some really good news and some big wins on the transportation front, the education front, the health front, the environment front, and I'm really looking forward to it. I will warn you, Mr. Mayor, those who follow my Twitter account have seen recently I'm toying with the idea of giving up caffeine for 30 days. I just want to let you know that has not happened yet.
Not this week.
I am hyper-caffeinated,
Not
so
this week, please.
We have a very robust agenda, and I'm looking forward to getting to it and getting these wins for Staten Island.
I want to tell you, everyone, Jimmy Otto, in anticipation this week, he didn't send me one thing he wanted to get done or 2 things. He sent me a list. I think it was 12 items, 12 major items, all that we want to try and get done, a whole host of things we want to get done this week because it is about results, and I want to give the borough president credit. He calls constantly. He always has another idea how to make life on Staten Island better. He fights for it, and we're going to show people some real product this week.
I have to say, if I can, Mr. Mayor, on a serious note, this morning I had to be there to see it. So I hopped in the truck and I went down to the dock in the new pier, and there was the fast ferry for the first Staten Island to Manhattan trip, the 6:35 a.m. Trip, and there was some NYC Ferry folks there, and it was a beautiful thing to see. And I just want to say that, you know, I've always believed as a local elected official, my job was to get things done. And excuse my language, and Mr. Mayor, but long before our good friend Catherine Garcia was using the mantra, I used to say it's about getting shit done. Don't look for the 7-second delay technology here, Mr. Mayor. I ripped it out
What happened? What happened to the delay?
7.5 years ago. But you know, you get things done when you represent Staten Island. Yes, sometimes by jumping up and down publicly, but more times than not, by working with people behind closed doors. In this room, in fact. And you can attest to the fact, Mr. Mayor, that privately I don't pull my punches with you. I speak to you candidly. There's always respect and decorum because that's the way it should be. But working behind closed doors in this dynamic with you in Staten Island, with me and you, has been the more effective way. And while I appreciate the old historical note of Winston Churchill telling the folks, just shoot the anti-aircraft guns. We're not hitting anything, but the people need to hear it. I get that. But our jobs in the end is to deliver. And I see more and more people, Staten Islanders, constituents, voters, responding to folks who simply jump up and down. That's never going to be my way. It never was. And for the remaining 5 months, for the remainder of this week, we'll work together to get shit done. And I look forward to it.
I do too. I can neither confirm nor deny the language that Mr. Otto used. I'll just say his intentions were pure. And thank you, we will. We're going to make things happen this week. Now, everyone, we went through quite a weekend in terms of everything thrown at us by Mother Nature. I don't know where they're coming up with these names. Henri sounds so elegant, but not a friendly storm. Over 8 inches of rainfall in some parts of Brooklyn, huge rainfall in Manhattan, all over the city. Flash flooding, we've seen some, but it's been much less than we feared, thank God. Much less than was originally projected. We have a flood watch still in effect till 2 a.m., but the good news is we avoided the worst in a big way. And we really had some serious concerns about Henri. Turned out much better than feared. And our city workers, I want to thank everyone. Our folks at emergency management, at parks, DEP, sanitation, you name it, so many agencies. Thank you. All the city workers who are part of the response to Henri. Of course, our first responders, FD, everyone. You did a great job and really helped keep things moving no matter what. We had scattered power outages. Last report, over 65 downed trees, but nothing like we feared, and we're moving out of it now. Unfortunately, Henri took quite a toll on our Central Park concert, and it was really sad to see such an amazing moment cut short. But I got to tell you, I mean, you know, this is the classic. Literally, it was almost the exact halfway mark when the rain came. And this is the definition of glass half full, glass half empty. It was really sad to see that show have to end. Profoundly sad, because it was getting better and better, stronger and stronger. But the first half alone is one of the best shows I've ever seen. I mean, absolutely stunning talent, Earth, Wind, and Fire. And from Earth, Wind, and Fire to the New York Philharmonic and Andrea Bocelli. I mean, it was a stunning combination. LL Cool J brought some of the greatest figures in hip-hop out on stage. I mean, it was unbelievable at that point. And everyone there really talked about how magical it was. And then even in the hours after, you know, amazing. The artists going live on CNN, Barry Manilow singing for Anderson Cooper, Gayle King live streaming The Killers from backstage. I mean, amazing stuff. The artists believe in New York City. They wanted to give back to New York City. Everyone felt New York City's comeback. And it was projected to the whole world. And I want to thank CNN for that. For hours and hours, people saw how strong and great this city is and were reminded of it. So that's beautiful. And it was another great example of the power of a vaccination requirement, because everyone at that concert, all those people who came and loved it, were vaccinated. What a difference that makes. And now, speaking of vaccination requirements, I want to say there are leaders in business, in government, nonprofits, you name it. There are leaders who step forward. There are organizations that step forward and make a big difference and show the path for everyone else. And I want to commend everyone out there who's making clear how important it is to get everyone vaccinated. Today, we're going to talk about the Barclays Center, which is walking distance from my home in Brooklyn, which has been an incredible success for Brooklyn and New York City. Home, of course, of the Nets and the Liberty. An early adopter of the Key to NYC approach in terms of making sure employees and customers are vaccinated. Now, really powerful effort being put together by the parent company, BSE Global, the company that is behind the Barclays Center. And they're doing everything, and they're showing companies how to do it, in my opinion, doing everything to make sure all their employees get vaccinated, including amazing prizes and incentives being offered to their employees. This is a great model for so many other companies. And I want you to hear about it from the CEO of the Brooklyn Nets and the Barclays Center. And I want to tell you what great work he and his team have done. Obviously, the team they gave us this year with the Brooklyn Nets, extraordinary, but for injuries, would have been world champions, and the amazing work that happens all the time at the Barclays Center. My pleasure to introduce the CEO of the Brooklyn Nets and the Barclays Center, John Abamonte.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for having me. And I was there in Central Park on the weekend, and what an amazing show that was. It was a shame that it had to get cut short, but congratulations to you and obviously to Clive Davis and our friends at Live Nation. I think it just shows how important the arts are to New York City. and why we think that the Key to New York City is such an important initiative for us at the Brooklyn Nets, the Barclays Center, the New York Liberty. We are, in accordance with the city's mandate, requiring all of our employees and our customers, everybody who comes into Barclays Center will have to be vaccinated, at least one dose, starting September 13th. We strongly support this initiative. We know that vaccines are one of the most important ways, one of the most important tools that we have to fight this pandemic. And so this initiative is so important to getting New York City through this crisis. And Mayor, I thank you for your leadership on this point, and we're grateful for it. In our own way, to help encourage not only our staff to get vaccinated, but speaking also to all the vaccinated workers in the city who might have interest in working and joining us for this upcoming season, this NBA season that begins soon, and are interested in working at Barclays Center. We are launching a contest. We are going to be giving away $25,000. And to enter this contest, it's very simple. You just have to be a vaccinated worker, and you get one entry in the drawing for every shift that you make yourself available to work at Barclays Center for a game or for a concert. And we're going to be giving away other weekly prizes throughout this season. So we encourage all of our employees to get vaccinated. We encourage others who are vaccinated to apply at barclayscenter.com. And we look forward to seeing all of you at Barclays Center. Our season starts, the Nets season, I should say, starts. Our first preseason game is October 8th. We have a great slate of concerts coming up. Prior to that, we have the MTV Video Music Awards in September, and a great lineup of shows all throughout this fall. So we hope to see all of New York at Barclays Center this season. We hope to keep you all safe, and we know that vaccines are the key to doing that. So thank you. Thank you for your
Amen.
time.
Thank you, John. John, repeat again. What is the top prize that people can win in your organization?
It's $25,000. We're going to be giving that prize away on December 31st, New Year's Eve. And every shift that a worker makes themselves available to work, they don't even have to work. They just have to make themselves available to work. They'll be entered into the drawing every shift that they make themselves available.
So long as they're vaccinated.
As long as they're vaccinated.
That's a damn good prize. Let me tell you.
I think so too.
I really appreciate that. I appreciate the leadership you're showing. The Nets are showing. Barclays Center showing. I predict, it's breaking news. I want you to hear it here. Everyone's going to be healthy this year. That's my prediction. And when everyone's healthy, the Nets are going all the way. And this is going to be your championship year. There is my prediction. I feel it in my heart, and I'm looking forward to an amazing celebration of the Nets this year. The Nets are an amazing team. They did extraordinary stuff, and they will be healthy, and we will have a great parade starting at the Barclays Center. That is my prediction for the Brooklyn Nets. Now, I also want to say, people in this city who step up, it's amazing. John Abamondi, thank you for stepping up. And you mentioned Clive Davis, Doug Davis, what they did for this city with the concert. Labor of love, for sure. There are so many leaders in business and entertainment in so many parts of this city who want to do right by New York City and go the extra mile. And Clive and Doug did it this weekend with so many other great people who are part of it. John, you're doing it today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. All right, everyone. Now, we've talked about amazing efforts that are being made to get folks vaccinated, and lots of ways that we reward and appreciate folks who are vaccinated, and vaccinations making all the difference. You know, I was on CNN on Saturday afternoon before the concert, and when I said to Anderson Cooper, 75% of all New York City adults have gotten at least one dose, he was blown away by that. 75% of all New York City adults have gotten at least one dose. That's what we should be proud of already, and that's why New York City continues moving forward. But we've got to go farther. We've got to make sure that more and more people get vaccinated. We've got to make sure our schools are safe and healthy, in particular for our kids. The next big thing happened in this town, September 13th, opening day of school. Schools last year, despite everything thrown at us, were the safest places in New York City. It was unbelievable, the great effort. Everyone worked together. We had extraordinarily low levels of COVID in our schools. And we want to build on that success. We want our schools to be extraordinarily safe all year long. So today, a major announcement to ensure the safety of our schools, of our kids, of all the adults in our schools as well. Today, the New York City Department of Health will be issuing an order requiring all staff in the New York City public schools to be vaccinated. This will require that all staff of every kind, principals, teachers, custodians, food service, you name it, needs to have at least one dose by September 27th. The entire staff by September 27th, at least one dose. And we know this is going to help ensure that everyone is safe. Now, we're going to start immediately working with labor unions. I spoke to the leaders of the key unions over the last few days, and we're going to start bargaining with them immediately on the impact of this decision and how to ensure we can implement it properly and fairly. We're going to work together. They'll all speak to this decision and offer their own views. But what there is clearly a willingness to do by all parties is sit at the bargaining table and figure out what this means and what the ramifications are and work together to see if we can resolve the outstanding issues. That's our goal. And what a perfect moment for this, given the big news today. And we're so thrilled the FDA has announced today the full approval of the Pfizer vaccine. This is a game-changing moment. We've been waiting for this for a long time to have the full approval of vaccine. We now have it. This helps us move forward, and we're moving forward with our schools with this new vaccine mandate. I want you to hear about it from our chancellor first, and then our health commissioner first, our chancellor, Misha Ross Porter.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. You know, today I'm here to speak to you as a parent, and nothing means more to me than the health and safety of my 11th grade daughter. And I know parents across New York City feel the exact same way about their own children. This is why a vaccine mandate for all of DOE employees is so important to me. Our schools must be safe spaces for all children. And by mandating a first dose by September 27th, the first month of school, we are adding yet another layer of protection for our kids. No matter who it is in the school, your child's teacher, who they work closely with every day, your child's principal, who leads the whole school community, your child's school food workers, who keep everyone healthy and fed, your child's school safety agents, who keep them and the entire building safe. Everyone in our buildings will have their first dose completed in September. Currently, at least 63% of DOE employees are vaccinated. By September 27th, 100% will be well on their way to being fully vaccinated. This vaccine mandate is on top of the multi-layered measures we already have in place, which have made our schools some of the safest places to be during COVID. Universal mask usage, physical distancing, health screenings, testing and improved ventilation, increased hygiene and oversight by the situation room. They all work together to provide comprehensive protection for our children. Today's vaccine mandate will apply to all 148,000 of our employees, including those who work in our central offices and contractors who work in school-based settings. It aligns with the guidance from the CDC, which has recommended that school teachers and staff be vaccinated as soon as possible. This is because vaccination is the most critical strategy to help schools safely resume fully in the fall. Over the course of the summer, I've been visiting vaccination sites across the city, having productive dialogues, and reminding our students, our student athletes, and members of the community that getting vaccinated is our passport out of the pandemic. A few weeks ago, I gave every student ages 12 and up a very important homework assignment to get vaccinated. And today, I have the same message to all DOE employees. We all do a lot to get ready for the first day of school, to welcome back 1 million children to our buildings. Well, now there's one more thing to add to our list, and it's an important one that will go a long way in protecting our students. Get your first dose by September 27th and upload proof to the new DOE vaccination portal. 40,000 of our employees have already uploaded their proof of vaccination to our portal, and I know more will and continue to do so every day. I want to thank you all so much for your commitment to our students and our families by taking this very important step. And with that, I'll turn it back to you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you so much, Chancellor. And now, everyone, I want to hear from our health commissioner, who's obviously a true believer in vaccination. And he's going to tell you why it's so important that we will have a vaccination mandate for all the adults who work in our public schools. He also happens to be a parent, and I know he's always speaking from that perspective as well. Dr. Dave Choksi.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor. If there's a cornerstone of our recovery, it is returning our children to learning in person, safely alongside their friends and among supportive educators. This matters not just for their education, but also for their social and emotional development and their physical and mental health, especially over the long term. Last year, we saw that schools could be kept safe with a layered approach to COVID, as you just heard from the Chancellor. Masking, distancing, ventilation, hand washing, and other measures kept transmission in schools remarkably low. And this year, we have a powerful new layer of safety in vaccination. COVID-19 vaccination among teachers and other staff, as well as all eligible students, is a critical strategy to get us back to school. And today's announcement that the FDA has granted full approval to the Pfizer vaccine adds to the crescendo of evidence that COVID-19 vaccines are both safe and effective. The vaccine is a defense, both a personal defense against disease and a community defense against spread. And the data show, even with Delta, vaccinated people are significantly less likely to be infected, which makes them less likely to pass it on to family members, to colleagues, to unvaccinated children. And when it comes to our younger children, our defenses are their defenses, which is why I'll be issuing this commissioner's order that mandates all school staff be vaccinated. This is the right policy where it matters most in our schools. Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you very much, Commissioner. And everyone, now I want you to hear from some really important voices, doctors who have nationally important voices in the ongoing debate about the best ways to fight COVID. Their voices have stood out, helping us to understand the best strategies. First, Professor of Epidemiology and Medicine at Columbia University Mailman School of Public Health and Director of ICAP at Columbia University and the Columbia World Projects. My pleasure to introduce Dr. Wafa El Sadr.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to speak to all of you today and to congratulate you on this very, very important announcement that we just released to the city of New York. Getting children back to in-person instruction is an enormously high priority. We have data that tell us that this is vital for the children themselves, for their academic and social development, as Dr. Chokshi mentioned, as well as also to relieve their parents of the burden they've had to shoulder over the past year. This means that one of the most important priorities for us is to create as safe an environment as possible for the children who attend our city's public schools. And vaccination is the foundation of this safety package that we offer to the children. So today's announcement is so critically important. And we know that one of the most critical measures to create a safe school environment is to get all the adults around our children who can get vaccinated to do so as soon as possible. And that includes their parents, their family members, as well as the teachers and staff at the schools that they will attend. That is so vital to get the adults around our children themselves vaccinated. So today's announcement goes a long way to creating a safety net for the children, as well as, of course, providing a protection for all the teachers and staff from COVID-19 and its potential effects on their health and well-being. We are very fortunate in our city, in our country, to have access to these remarkable vaccines and to this very, very fundamental tool for protecting individuals and our society. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Doctor, and appreciate your strong voice on this issue and the importance of getting our kids back to school safely. Thank you. And now I want you to hear from a leader both in the academic realm and frontline medicine, Associate Clinical Professor of Emergency Medicine, Dr. Dara Cash.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you for having me. I just wanted to say here, not just as a physician, but also as a mother. Can you hear me?
Yes, indeed,
Am I
doctor.
on?
Thank you. Yes.
Oh, sorry about that. I can't see. It's okay. Not just as a physician, but a mother to 3 kids, 2 of whom are too young to be vaccinated. In light of this announcement, I actually wanted to share a recent story. My 9-year-old son gets medical care at Columbia University, where I work as an attending. And recently, Columbia announced a similar policy where everybody in the building, regardless of their job, would be vaccinated. So when I walked into the building with him last week, I told him that everybody he met who worked there, regardless of their job, would be vaccinated. And as he walked in, a kid that has been dealing with this pandemic, immune compromised for his entire, like for the whole time, started to get relaxed. And the first person he saw was the security guard. And he went over to the security guard and he said, "Thank you for being vaccinated. Thank you for helping to keep me safe." And that security guard smiled even through his mask, you could see. And he realized that the decisions that we were making were to keep our kids safe, regardless of the job we have. And so that's what the message I think we need to take away from today. In the hospital, the doctors, the nurses, the security guards, the techs, we're the front line of your healthcare. But in the school system, it's the teachers, the staff, the security guards as well that are the front lines for our children's education. And policies like this will keep our children safe and in school, because many of our kids who are too young to be vaccinated are actually not too young to be paying attention. And this is going to mean, I think, a lot to them. It's going to mean a lot to keeping them in school, to keeping schools open, to decrease transmission, and to make sure that we focus back on their education and hopefully away from this pandemic. So thank you again for the leadership for this announcement. I really look forward to other school systems in New York following suit, and also school systems around the country. Back to you, Mayor.
Thank you. And doctor, listen, first of all, I give you credit as your fellow parent to parent. What a wonderful child you've raised who goes up and says thank you to the security guard for being vaccinated. That's beautiful. But I love the story also because you're making a real important point. Our kids have been through a year and a half of unprecedented challenges, physically, emotionally, everything. And we got to remember that they need to see adults doing the right thing for them. So, doctor, thank you for all you do, but your story is powerful because it reminds us adults can bring some peace, some calm to our kids, some security to our kids by showing them that we're doing the right thing getting vaccinated, so we are protecting them at the same time. So really, really appreciate that, doctor.
Thank you.
All right, everyone, I want you to hear now from one of the leading voices throughout the pandemic here in the city. He has been a really powerful voice for the right strategies to address COVID and to address the disparities within it, and have always appreciated his partnership ensuring the City of New York leads the way on these issues. He is the chair of the City Council Health Committee. My pleasure to introduce Councilmember Mark Levine.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor, for inviting me to be part of this announcement. I'm really honored to be here with this, excuse me, all-star cast of doctors Alsada and Cass, who have just been some of the most important voices standing up for science throughout this whole pandemic. But most importantly, Mr. Mayor, thank you for this bold action that will protect staff and their families and will protect students. There's just no doubt about the urgency of this measure at a time when Delta is continuing to rage nationally. Now, we have achieved something extraordinary, as you mentioned, in the number of New Yorkers who are vaccinated. Almost 4.8 million people are fully vaccinated in New York City, and that has helped us avoid the worst of this summer surge. But Delta is such a difficult foe that even in a city where vaccination is as far along as it is in New York City, Delta still finds a way to spread, and it is spreading. We have to push even harder to get everyone the life-saving benefit of vaccination, especially in our schools, where the best way we can protect kids, especially kids who aren't old enough to be vaccinated, is to ensure that every adult around them is themselves protected by vaccination so the virus doesn't spread. Now, we know there's going to be pushback. Tragically, it seems that every policy in the COVID era has become politicized, and that's been true of vaccination as well. So we should be really clear that these vaccines are incredibly safe and effective. This is probably the most scrutinized vaccine in history. with hundreds of millions of doses administered in the U.S. And if you needed any more insurance, the fact that today the FDA has given full approval to Pfizer, that should be it. That should be the thing that pushes you to finally take this step on behalf of yourself and your family. It is true that teachers are vaccinated, we believe, at very high numbers, 70 to 80%. But if your child is in one of the classrooms where the teacher isn't vaccinated, well, that's not good enough. We need to offer every child, every family, the security of knowing that the adults around their kids in school are protected. And I'm thrilled that New York City is taking that step today. So thank you again, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, Chancellor Porter. Thank you, Commissioner Chakchi, for this life-saving measure. Thank you so much.
Thank you very, very much, council member. And I want you to hear from another council member now, everyone, who is a parent and feels very strongly about this policy as a parent. He's a council member who's led the way on issues of justice for all communities and addressing disparities. And he's about to be the next borough president of Brooklyn. My pleasure to introduce council member Antonio Reynoso.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor. Truly appreciate it. Thank you so much for inviting me to this press conference and this extremely important notice. And I am here talking as a parent more than a politician. My son, Alejandro, is about to start school in September. And I want to make sure that all the teachers and all the staff in these buildings are vaccinated because I can't necessarily protect my child by having him vaccinated because he is not eligible. And I think that it is important that we do our part and those who can get the vaccine actually get it. Many times, New York is always considered the first and the boldest city in the entire country. And I love the fact that we're setting the standard when it comes to who and how we get vaccinated so we can finally move away and come and emerge from this pandemic on the positive side. So I want to, again, commend Mayor de Blasio for taking this critical step to showing the world that this is how we're going to get through this. Again, and as a father, I think this is the most important thing, is that if my son is going to school and there are people that can be vaccinated and protect his health, that we as parents and as an elected official have an obligation to mandate that all staff in these buildings are vaccinated. I think that's extremely important. I think most parents are going to agree with us. And I think it's about time we also start being a little tougher, showing some New York tough love to folks and letting them know that it's about time that we all get vaccinated. And I love the incentives, Mr. Mayor. I know that you're using the carrots, but I'll be here if there's ever any sticks that need to be passed around as well. This is a very serious pandemic, and I think we need to take it seriously. And we need to, through education and information, really get to a good place. So again, thank you so much. Let's get everyone vaccinated. Please, everyone that hasn't, get vaccinated. And again, to the Department of Education, to everyone that's been doing this work, that's going to get us to a place where every staff member in those buildings will be vaccinated. Thank you. As a parent, thank you so much.
I liked your Brooklyn attitude. A little bit of tough love is part of the mix here. And you're right, we're going to use everything it takes. Thank you, council member. Thank you for your passionate statement, especially as a parent. But yeah, he's right. We're going to do whatever it takes to make sure that everyone is safe and that we push back Delta. It's really time to say goodbye to Delta, and we have the power to do it. That's why today's announcement is so important. Let me go over the indicators for the day. And first, the number of doses administered to date. It's really striking, people. Keep coming out now. We're seeing a real nice uptick. We're closing in on 10.5 million doses from day one, an astounding figure. As of today, 10,486,041 doses. More every hour, which is good news. Number two, current hospital admissions. Daily number of people admitted to New York City hospitals for suspected COVID-19. Today's report, 131 patients. Confirmed positivity, 38.78%. And the hospitalization rate is 1.36 per 100,000. And then finally, number three, new reported cases on a 7-day average. Today's report, 1,688 cases. Going to say a few words quickly in Spanish about this vaccination mandate for the Department of Education. Nuestras escuelas fueron los lugares más seguros y sanos para nuestros niños el año pasado. Este próximo año será aún más seguro. Todos los empleados en nuestras escuelas tendrán que vacunarse. Esto hará que nuestras escuelas sean más seguras que nunca. With that, let's turn to our colleagues in the media. Please let me know the name and outlet of each journalist.
We'll now begin our Q&A. As a reminder, we're joined today by Dr. Choksi, by Chancellor Misha Ross-Porter, by DO-IT Commissioner Jesse Tisch, by Citywide Events Executive Director Dan Gross, and by Emergency Management Commissioner John Scrivani. The first question today goes to Paul Leota from the Staten Island Advance.
Hey, good morning, Mr. Mayor. Everybody else on the call, how you doing?
Good morning, Paul. You got the coveted leadoff spot for Staten Island Week, and it was good seeing you. Good seeing you hang out with the Wu-Tang Clan last week.
Yes, it was a good Tuesday. I appreciate the hometown favoritism. So just in that vein, you and Borough President Otto are coming up on your final days in office. We're just hoping to get a little chance for both of you to reflect on your times in office and how you served Staten Island.
Well, the borough president had to go on to another appointment. We'll make sure you get time with him later. But look, from my point of view, from the beginning, I sent a message that there were 5 boroughs. And I want to remind you, without going into too much detail, I think you'll catch the point. I felt for a long time, particularly in the previous administration, there was an overfocus on Manhattan. And it was important to see this as a city of 5 boroughs, and particularly important to recognize that the vast majority of us do not live in Manhattan. I love Manhattan. I care about Manhattan. We want to do right by Manhattan. But 4 other boroughs that need a lot of care and attention. And so when we started this administration, we said, look, we're going to make sure that more and more of the benefits of what the city does reach the other 4 boroughs, and obviously that included Staten Island in a big way. When we did pre-K for all, actually Staten Island was one of the boroughs that benefited the most from pre-K for all. It went from having the fewest full-day pre-K seats to having the most. We really focused on equity in so many ways, trying to make sure that we could open up more opportunities. So when you see the affordable housing that we've created, it's going to make a big impact for Staten Islanders going forward. When you think about what we've done to improve schools across the board, the highest graduation rate we've ever had, a lot of Staten Island schools benefited from the things we created, like advanced placement courses for all our kids, computer science for all, a real focus on getting schools that hadn't had all those advantages the kind of investments they deserved. So I think there's a lot of different examples of what we've been able to do. Obviously, if the borough president was here, he would be saying by now, pave, baby, pave, baby, pave. Paul, you saw it. We made a massive commitment to paving roads in Staten Island that needed it, more than any administration in a long, long time. A whole lot of things that we invested in that I think have made an impact. And today, for the first time, Staten Islanders are going to be able to take a ferry to the west side of Manhattan. Beautiful NYC ferry, another step forward for this borough. So really, really proud of what we've done. And I'll finally note a very important offer still on the table to Rumsey to work with our New York City Health and Hospitals. And we're ready to make a massive investment with that model in public health in Staten Island. I certainly hope that we get that done while we're still here. Go ahead, Paul.
Thank you for that. Covered a lot of ground. Regarding today's the event later today, the ferry, obviously the program will be shifting to a new steward next year. I was just hoping to get a sense of what you hope for the future of NYC Ferry on Staten Island, specifically its more southern parts.
Yeah, it's time to take the next step, is what I'd say. We had an initial vision of the routes that we knew would make a huge impact, would have a big ridership. That proved to be true. We've been building out since then. We have a variety of additional actions that you're going to see this year That's going to make a big difference adding to the ferry system. But now it's time to look at the next steps. And the South Shore is definitely one of those steps we should be right now evaluating. And I've instructed my team to do that, to see how and when we'll be ready to make that move. The NYC ferry has worked. Let's be abundantly clear. It's worked, and it is the beginning of something much bigger. The ultimate goal here is to have a much bigger ferry system in this city, and one interconnected with the work done by the MTA with the subways and buses in a variety of ways. So I see a lot more future, and I certainly see the South Shore as part of that future.
The next is Jen Peltz from the Associated Press.
Jen, you there? Jen? All right.
We'll come back to Jen. The next is Juan Manuel from New York One.
Good morning, Mr. Mayor. How are you?
Good, Juan Manuel. How you doing?
Very good, thank you. You're talking about a mandate for all the New York City school staff, but also about negotiating with unions. Can you explain what this is? Is this like a mandate that you have to negotiate with the unions? How long that's going to take? And can you really assure parents that their kids are going to be safe if many people working in schools are not going to be vaccinated by September 13th?
Yes, I can certainly assure parents their kids are going to be safe because a variety of things. One, we have a huge drive going on right now to vaccinate 12-year-old and up kids. Over 300,000 kids between 12 and 17 years old already vaccinated, higher than national average. You're going to see a lot more in the next few weeks. Two, we have a strong rate of vaccination in the school system right now among the adults. We're going to be pumping that up even before this mandate takes effect. So you're going to have kids come into an environment where there's a lot of vaccination that's already been done, but on top of that, huge a set of health and safety measures that worked in the past, and we're adding even more. But Juan Manuel, to your original point, yes, this is a mandate, and it will take effect on September 27. What we are doing starting this week is what's called impact bargaining. It means we're bargaining with the unions over the specific impacts of this policy and working with them to determine some of the elements of implementation, and we hope to come to agreement with them on that. Either way you slice it, though, this policy is moving forward and this mandate will be in place. That's the bottom line. Go ahead, Juan Manuel.
And Mr. Mayor, knowing the impact of Delta right now, there are a lot of companies in New York City that are now delaying the return to the office, not only by a month, many of those companies coming back in October, but also by a few months. Some companies saying that they won't be back in the office till January or even later. So what's the impact that this is going to have on New York City's economy and the recovery that you're pushing so hard for?
It's a great question, Juan Manuel. Look, first of all, every company has to make sense of its own reality, and I really do respect the choices each company makes. But I want to strongly urge folks in the private sector to follow the lead of the New York City government. We've had folks back in our offices safely and effectively. We believe fundamentally that strong actions on vaccination are the way forward. That's what we're doing today with a vaccine mandate for our public schools. That's what we did with the other mandates we put in place for employees, with the approach we're taking, Key to NYC, for food, dining, I should say, indoor entertainment, fitness. All of this is moving us in the right direction. So I urge companies, follow the example of the Barclays Center and the Brooklyn Nets. Come up with a schema to get your folks vaccinated. Let's get everyone back. Let's do the best work we can do, which is the work we do together in person by making everyone safe with really strong initiatives to get everyone vaccinated. And we're going to have to overcome Delta and overcome the coronavirus. This is a good time to stand and fight. And this is a moment to just push right through and beat this thing once and for all through vaccination. But to the larger point, our recovery is happening, Juan Manuel, whether Businesses have some people stay in the office or work remotely. Either way, they're working. The income's is being generated, the revenue's being generated, the activity, and you can see it out in the streets of the city. The recovery is happening. It is strong. It'll become stronger as we get even more people vaccinated. And remember, here's a city that can say now 75% of all adults have received at least one dose. We're going to benefit from being one of the more vaccinated places in the country. That's going to allow us to recover more strongly and more quickly than a lot of other places.
The next is Emma Fitzsimmons from the New York Times.
Hi, good morning, Mayor. I was wondering if you have any concerns or if UFT or the other unions have concerns that the new vaccine mandate could lead to a significant number of teacher resignations.
I won't speak for the unions, but I feel confident, Emma, and I'll certainly have the chancellor speak to that now as well. I feel confident that this is going to work. We're going to see a lot of our teachers and other school staff get vaccinated as a result of this mandate. I think people who do this work cherish the work. I really think, and especially the opportunity in New York City public schools. Emma, you've looked at education, I know, and a lot of teachers and other professionals yearn to work in the New York City public school system for a lot of reasons, including the way we compensate folks. So I feel confident that this will work and we'll get a high level of compliance. And we've given ourselves time here to really work with people to get this done the right way. Chancellor, you want to add?
Absolutely. I agree with you, Mr. Mayor. You know, I do not expect a staffing shortage. I expect our staff members to get vaccinated. Our teachers have been our greatest heroes throughout this pandemic and showed up in so many amazing ways. And this is the next way to get our babies back in class and to keep them protected and safe.
Amen. Go ahead, Emma.
And then I saw this video of you at the Central Park concert where you said you came on stage and said, we're going to try to get the show running again. And of course, you know, there was this lightning strike and it ended up being this huge downpour at the park. So do you regret coming on stage and what was your thinking?
My thinking was, I think, the same as everyone involved with the show, Clive Davis and Doug Davis and the performers. Everyone wanted the show to go on. And the initial information we got from our emergency management department and from the weather analysts was that there was going to be an end to the thunderstorms. I mean, a summer thunderstorm is a pretty common thing and a lot of times is brief. We understood they would pass and then we'd have a good long stretch where things would be clear. And we were hoping to be able to bring the show back in that instance. Unfortunately, you know, just when we had one of the greatest concerts in New York City history, we also had the kind of weather that shut it down. But, you know, anyone who was a part of it is going to remember that for the rest of their lives. It was an amazing, amazing concert and really sent the message to the whole world that New York City is back.
As a programming note, we're also joined by Dr. Katz. We'll go back to Jen Peltz from the AP.
Well, we thought we were. Jen, are you out there? Jen.
Maybe not. We'll go to Alex Zimmerman from Chalkbeat.
Who's that again? I'm sorry.
Alex Zimmerman from Chalkbeat.
Thank you. Alex, you there?
Yep. Hi, Mr. Mayor. Thanks so much for taking my question.
How you doing, man?
I wanted to. Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah. How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Thank you.
So I just wanted to ask whether, given that you're now mandating vaccines for all education department employees and also mandating vaccines for many student athletes, whether you're now considering mandating them for a wider group of students, you know, who are currently eligible for them?
No, right now that is not on the table, Alex. We very much we're gonna move heaven and earth over these next weeks to get our students 12 years old and up vaccinated. We're seeing a great response from our young people and our parents, but we're going to make sure that we do that with every tool we've got, but not through a mandate. We're also really looking forward to, as early as just a few months from now, being able to have the authorization to vaccinate 5 to 11-year-olds. We see that coming soon, and I guarantee you there's going to be a huge demand for that. So we think that's the best way forward. Go ahead, Alex.
Got it. I'm just wondering if you can say anything about why that's not on the table at the moment, and also whether you can elaborate at all on like what testing requirements will exist this coming school year. You know, we know some districts are requiring folks to be tested before they return. Is New York City considering anything like that, or can you elaborate at all on what the testing policies will be?
Testing is going to be something we do regularly. And especially when there's a particular need, I'll have Dr. Choksi talk to it. But look, to your previous question, I think the bottom line is we want to make sure our schools are safe. That's why we have the ventilation, the masking requirement, following the CDC rules on distancing, the cleaning, but also now a vaccine mandate for all the adults in the building. But we also want to make sure that every child comes back to the classroom right away for the beginning of school, especially those kids who have been out for a year and a half and have missed a crucial time in their education, in their social development. So we want no impediments. We want to make sure everyone comes back, but we're really, really going to strongly encourage, and I think effectively encourage, vaccination in the process. Dr. Choksi, you want to speak to the just broad strokes, the testing approach we'll be taking?
Certainly, sir. As you said, testing when it's needed is one of the important layers of protection and safety that we have to offer in the school setting. And so it will be brought to bear in circumstances where it helps to interrupt the spread. And of course, for diagnostic purposes as well, testing will be made available. We will have, in many instances, at-home testing kits available for parents and their families too. And all of this will be described in further detail by the Department of Education and our colleagues in coming days. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, and thank you for that last point. We are going to be putting out, Alex, in the course of this week, very detailed kind of handbook for parents to understand a lot of how we're setting up for the school year and the different measures that will be in place, and the kind of, everyday information that parents are looking for about how things are going to be working. We'll be getting that out over the next few days.
The next is Elizabeth Kim from Gothamist.
Hi, Mr. Mayor.
Hey, Elizabeth, how you been?
I'm good. My question is, why not extend the mandate to all city workers at this point, given the fact that the FDA, is going to approve the Pfizer vaccine today, full approval, that is?
Yeah, the full approval is crucial, Elizabeth. I agree with you. And Elizabeth, you've heard me use the phrase climbing the ladder before. Every option's on the table, and we keep implementing additional steps at the point we believe it makes sense to do that. So in terms of the rest of our employees, we're looking at that right now. We wanted to get this piece done, knowing that our healthcare workers were covered by the previous state mandate. The most immediate sensitive piece was to address the schools, with schools coming up, and then in the days ahead, we'll be looking at the rest of the workforce. So stay tuned on that. Go ahead, Elizabeth.
And you also said that the city was going to start bargaining immediately with the union leaders. But I'm wondering, what were the conversations with them like prior to you making this decision, I assume over the weekend? And why didn't Michael Mulgrew appear at the press conference with you today?
Well, you'll have to, I know Michael's out of town, but you'll have to speak to him about what he feels and his other labor colleagues, because I'm not going to characterize their view. But I can say that we've been having these conversations over days, in some cases with some labor unions over weeks. I think everyone understands that we're in a crisis and vaccination is the answer. But I also understand that their job is to represent their members, and that's why bargaining is so important, to make sure that this is done in a way that the unions believe is equitable. Again, I emphasize, while bargaining is going on, or if bargaining does not succeed, this mandate will be in place for September 27th. But we look forward to bargaining. We look forward to finding the most common ground possible. And I think the bottom line is certainly, look, I've been working with labor unions for a long, long time. There's not an assumption we're going to agree on everything, but there is an assumption we're going to talk about everything, and we're going to look for common ground where we can find it. And certainly an understanding that this is, as exceptional a time as any of us has ever experienced. And we, the city government, we have to defend the interests of the people as a whole, particularly our kids in this case, and we have to create a safe work environment, and that's what this mandate will achieve.
We have time for two more for today. The next is Bob Hennelly from the Chief Leader.
Mr. Mayor, thanks for taking the call. August 19th, Harry Nespoli, chair of the Municipal Labor Committee, spoke with my colleague, Crystal Lewis, and he said that MLC had sent 3 letters over a 2-week period, and they had been ignored. I'm just trying to understand and reconcile your comments about collaboration when it appears that if Mr. Nespoli is speaking truthfully, there was kind of radio silence. Doesn't that kind of amp up the adversarial kind of atmosphere that could actually be counterproductive in terms of producing the results we all want?
Listen, Bob, I've been working with Harry very closely for 8 years. Tremendously strong working relationship. A lot of the times, in terms of talking about day-by-day issues and developments, our First Deputy Mayor Dean Foulahan or our Labor Relations Commissioner Renee Campion speak with Harry. I don't know about those specific letters, to be honest with you, and I'll get you an update on that. But I do know we stay in dialogue with him and with a variety of union leaders constantly and very respectfully. Very respectfully. Even when there's differences, I have tremendous respect for Harry Nespoli, and we talk as two people trying to find a way to solve problems on behalf of the people in New York City. But I understand he has interests he has to defend for his members. So I will follow up with you on the letters, but absolutely the spirit has been a positive one. Go ahead, Bob.
I guess I was speaking with Sarah Nelson, who leads the CWA's flight attendants, and she mentioned they have some 50,000 flight attendants with 17 carriers. Compliance ranges from 70 to 90%. And Ms. Nelson told us that the 90% higher level was among carriers that had worked out prior in a non-adversarial setting, a conversation in detail with the union so that when the plan was announced, it was one that was done with the collaboration of unions. It appears to me, just from reading the TikTok here, that's not where you're headed now, because you did lose his 2 weeks if Mr. Nespoli is speaking truthfully.
Bob, I will just, without going into a lot of private conversations, I'll say every dynamic is different. I respect greatly what the flight attendants did. Every union's different. Every environment is different. This is New York City with a particular environment here. There has been a lot of dialogue, and we've made the decisions based on the health and safety of our people and fighting COVID. Wherever there's a high level of agreement, that's ideal. But we also understand, and I have sympathy for union leaders that have big, diverse memberships with lots of different viewpoints. We want to work with them when we can get to agreement up front. That's always the ideal. Where that's not available, we're still going to work with them in a respectful fashion. And certainly the labor leaders I spoke to in the last few days appreciated that we're immediately going to impact bargaining. But Bob, respectfully, and again, your focus, of course, is on the interests and needs of labor. My focus right now is the health and safety of 8.8 million New Yorkers and stopping the Delta variant and stopping the coronavirus. That's what I'm focused on. But we're going to do it in a way that's respectful to working people.
Now we have time for 2 more questions. The next is Michael Garland from the Daily News.
Good morning, Mr. Mayor. How you doing?
Good, Michael. How you doing today?
I'm all right. The UFT put out a statement that, on this mandate, if the implementation details aren't sorted out to their liking, that this could be resolved. They'd push for it to be resolved by arbitration. As far as your timeline for this order going in effect at September 27th, it would seem that could create problems for doing it on time. Does that give you pause in any way? Have you talked to Mulgrew about that? What can you tell us about that?
Michael, we're very confident that we will implement on September 27th. negotiations, we really do hope will yield a constructive, positive outcome quickly. If they don't, yeah, things like arbitration are an available avenue, and those actions are taken in light of context. One, we have a decision here. This is a decision that is a commissioner's order from the health department. This is not your garden variety situation, and in the middle of a global pandemic. Arbitrators understand urgency too. So I'd love it if we don't need to use arbitration. If we do, we're going to do it in a tight time frame. But either way you slice it, this action will be implemented on September 27. Go ahead, Michael.
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. On the Central Park concert Saturday, is the city planning a part two, given the rain out, the partial rain out? Any plans for that in the future?
Really important question. I appreciate it, Michael. Anyone who saw it, anyone who was there, is feeling a great sense of loss because we were watching something magical and an unbelievable statement about New York City, and there's unfinished business there. We've got to look at options now. I had a good conversation yesterday with Clive Davis and Doug Davis. We are going to be meeting in the next few days to consider options. But all I can say is what they did in putting together that concert was one of the greatest acts of love and support for New York City I've ever seen. And there's still more out there, and we'll have updates on that as we go along.
Last question for today goes to Julia Marsh from the New York Post.
Last but not least, right, Mr. Mayor?
That's right, Julia. We would never suggest anything but.
Okay, I got a question for you, a little off topic from what we've already been discussing. What did you make of Governor Cuomo holding storm briefings without incoming Governor Hochul at his side?
Yeah, Julia, look, to me, first of all, I hope he coordinated with her. I don't know the details of this, but that's the number one thing to me. She's taking over literally in a matter of hours. She deserved that respect and that coordination. I don't mind him having his own briefing. It was his job to do. I'm glad he updated people. But the question I have in my mind is, did he coordinate fully with her? And certainly from this minute on, he owes her absolute deference because she is going to be in charge. Go ahead, Julia.
Okay, and then following up on a question that Juan asked about, returning to the office full time. Your corporation counsel, Georgia Pastana, sent out an email to her 2,000-person workforce on Wednesday, saying, quote, "At this time, in the absence of any official announcement from City Hall, everyone should plan for the likelihood that employees will return to the office on a full-time basis starting September 13. When are you going to put out an official directive of when your workforce needs to be at their desk 5 days a week?"
Look, bottom line is we want everyone doing what's best to serve the people of the city, and overwhelmingly that means being at their work site. There have obviously been some exceptional circumstances, we understand that, and some flexibility in decisions we've made around it. But we long since create a situation where our office workforce came back. In terms of moving out of any kind of flexible schedules, that's something we're looking at right now. We'll have an update on that soon. But the bottom line is we know we can keep our employees safe, and we want them where they can serve the people of the city best. And with that, everyone, look, 2 points. We're going to have a little closeout music in a moment. I'll speak to that. But we, today with this action, once again, New York City, sending a powerful message. We're going to do whatever it takes to fight the Delta variant, to fight COVID, to bring this city back 100%. Today's announcement, a big piece, and it's a way to reassure our parents, keep our kids safe, keep our employees safe, move the city forward. More to come as we go forward. In the meantime, Borough President Otto requested closeout music, so let's hit it. And for all of you who don't know, this is from Dire Straits. I love Dire Straits. I love them ever since Sultans of Swing. Sultans of Swing, a mission. This one is Brothers in Arms. Come on, let's get past the lead-in to the actual music. You guys, I need a better DJ. I've been to concerts all week with much better DJs. There you go. No, that's good. See, there's a hook we know if you're a Dire Straits fan, as I am. I think it's a great selection. I want to see when the song actually gathers some steam here, though. Mark Knopfler, wake up. There we go. Thank you, everyone.
But my home is the lowlands, and always will be. Someday you'll return to your valleys and your farms, and you'll no longer burn to be brothers in arms. Through these fields of destruction, baptisms of